Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome to a special course on the research with the title What is Research? This is the second part. In this part, we will discuss about dissecting the dimension of research. So let's start today's lectures. Uh, you know that the titles of the research of today's topic is dissecting the dimension of the research. uh, you know that the understanding of various kind of research advances only when the person who is doing the research is trying to identify the various dimensions of the research. I mean, understanding the dimensions of the research is very much important. I mean, now you might be wondering that what are the dimensions or what are the key components of any research. So let's try to identify each and every component or dimension of the research. So following are the main dimensions or components of research. The first and the most important component of any research field of any research is basically the topic. I mean, first of all, you select the topic of your research, and be remembered that topic varies with respect to the field. For example, your field might be physical, physical sciences like physics, computer science, or maybe chemistry, etc. And it's possible that you might be working in the biological sciences. So, with respect to that, your topic might vary. Similarly, you might be working in some other field that is psychological or sociological sciences. It depends upon that particular field. I mean, the topic can vary. Depend upon the field. If you're working in a different field, so along with that field, the topic of of your research can be selected with respect to the special requirement of that particular field. So these are the main are the key field of the research. It's where you can select the topic of your choice. So once you select the topic and your respective field, so then the second point, the second component that you need to address or to search for is the novelty. What is mean by the novelty? Novelty mean that first of all you need to create new versus the review published data or info. I mean, you have to search a lot of the literature, a lot of the published data. The published articles. You have to search for the idea that you have already selected in your respective field. These are the respective field in which you might select at least one. Here you select a particular topic, and then you have to collect the data. You have to study the articles. It's very important if you can review some of the review articles related with your topic. Based on your collected data, you studied about the various ideas that's been previously published. So you create a link. You find you try to find out that what is something that is absent in those published articles. So once you find that, you have a review of the previous articles. There's plenty of articles, at least for the last 5 to 6 years. You have to review those articles, and you should collect the data, and then you have to then you have to compare the data, and you have to find out that what is new or what is missing in these particular articles. You have to find out that what is missing, or what is something that is not being addressed in this problem. And that's something, when you find out, that will be considered, that is called the novelty. And that you have to specify in your research that this is my novelty, that the dash articles, though they have published, they have talked, they are relevant to my field, but they are missing this thing, and you should find out that this should be my novelty, or there should be my new topic, or a new thing related with my topic. Then to carry out, you identify, you select the topic, you search for the novelty, and now to carry that out, you need some technology. You need to develop a new versus the existing methods. I mean, you select the topic, you find it the novelty, So now, you have to evaluate the existing methods. Uh, Throughout your research, you will need to study the published articles. Though you have selected the novelty, now to carry out or to do the work for that novelty, against you will study the existing methods, and out of those existing methods you will try to find out a new methods. Sometimes it's possible that an existing method can work for your novel idea, but it's not always the same case. Sometimes you have to do something new, you have to add or subtract with some of the existing methodology, and in order to accomplish your goal. So that is very important, that new technologies might be developed by trying modification with the existing method, because you have find out something novel, and to carry that novelty, you need to develop something new in the methodology. And for that methodology you need to modify some existing methods, and with that you will develop some new technology. So the scope of the study, you study a single case versus a sample. Your topic, it's possible that your topic may belong to a single case study. So for that you have to do you have to collect a lot of sample. Sometimes it's possible maybe you can get a very few sample, and that sample may work for you. But in most of the cases, your topic, it's not that samples. The scope is very wide, and particularly when you're working in a multidisciplinary field. So better you also need to study about the scope of your topic, the novelty. How the scope of your work, the novelty of your work, and the technology that that you develop. Study a single case versus a sample. That's also important whenever you're carrying out your research. There's another dimensions. Then modes of study, that is observe versus intervene. That is, you have to observe whatever you're doing or whatever you're studying, and then you have to intervene with the help of the published data. People have already worked in various fields. Whatever you observe in the published article, so that you have to keep in your mind, and that you have to carry with yourself and your mind while you're doing experiment in the lab, or you're trying to evaluate a software, or you're trying to evaluate some data where particular research software. So that's mean that you should be mentally prepared for any mood. You should have the observations, and along with that observations you should also have the capability to intervene in any moods of the research. You should collect the data, you should observe the data, and you should intervene that data with the already published work. And then definitely the methodology. You should know that you're doing a work, you're the key expert in your field at that particular moments of time. So you should look upon that what is actually you really want to do. uh, are you someone who are trying to do the thing qualitatively or quantitatively? Sometimes we being a human beings, we believe on numbers. We're very much psychologically attached with the numbers, with the more and more things. So in that case we especially keep ourselves away from the quality. So when you're trying to adopt a methodology, so trying to find out that what is our goal. Whether we are interested in the quality or we are interested in the quantity. First of all, the key thing is, first of all, we should trust, or we should observe, we should keep ourselves restricted to the quality. Once the quality has been developed, so then one can easily move toward the quantity. So while adopting the methodology, one can easily then move towards the quantity. So quality should be the first step while doing any sort of the research. Then ideology, objective versus subjective. So we should also separates our goals, that whether whatever the things we are doing is up a particular purpose. So what is the key subject, or what is the key idea for that what we are doing. I mean, we should have, we should be optimistic. We should have something over our mind, and according to that, we should proceed towards our ideas. And sometimes it's possible. We should also have a key look. The political perspective of our research, or whether sometimes it's very important that you keep in your mind that whatever you're doing, whether it is politically linked to a society or a cultures, or some religious sect. So for that, one need to be neutrals. So a neutral versus partisan is very important to keep that in mind, because sometimes whatever you're doing, if it's against a particular sector, particular regions, so maybe that research will not proceed and that proper way the one might have designing. So it's very important to keep that neutral versus partisan. So along with that, utility, you should think for that is how much fair your research, how fair your research is. Along with that, how much you can apply that in a society or in your area. Once you're doing your research, so these are the key points. You should also think about the utility. How you can utilize that research and your surrounding, or your society, or on your field where you're doing your research. How fair is that, and to what extent you can apply that. So it's also one of the key factor, one of the key component whenever you're trying to do research in any field. And then the last thing is reassembling the dimension. That is, you have all these things. You have a topic, novelty, you have the technology. Along with that, whatever you are doing, it has a scope, it has a mood, you have the methodology. Along with that, ideology, and you know that you have the politicals, awareness. Along with that, you have the utility. So all that, at the end, you need to reassemble all these things in a single topic, and that you either send in a form of a product to society for utilizations, or maybe you develop some theories that is, for the benefit of the society. But keep in mind that all these things are of key importance whenever you try to do the research in any particular field of life. All these stuff we will discuss in the coming lectures. We will discuss about each point, about each topic and detail. In coming lecture, we will discuss separately on the topic novelty, technology, scope, mode, methodology, ideology, politics, utility, and reassembling. Our coming lectures will be totally on based on the each separate topic as we have discussed in this lecture. So it's okay for now. It's bye bye for now. See you next lectures very soon. Till then, bye bye.